Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge and we are back today with a quick update video in regards to the state of the game for Marvel Strike Force right now, what we have seen in the recent weeks and as well the last couple of months in terms of the trends, patterns, and kind of what to look forward to as well, guys. So I mean, there's definitely going to be some positive and negative feedback here overall, but I think it's always great to assess the game objectively to really see the trends and patterns that we're kind of looking forward to, right? So keep in mind, guys, for context, I am 100% free to play in the game with almost 3 years amassed in the game, so I got quite a bit of experience. This is where I'm standing right now. I'm by no means a new player by any means of seeing these patterns. So I gotta say, guys, the most obvious thing that right now that is apparent to me is that this is the first time in a monthly event. So if you have been involved in the last 6 months or so with when they implemented these monthly events for unlocking character releases, so in this case for the month of obviously April, it's Union Jack. I gotta say, it's the first time where we unlocked the character pretty much within the half of the month. We've actually got him unlocked. It hasn't taken all the way to the very end to actually get him available for even using in some of these showcase events that we already have ongoing. So gotta give credit where credit's due. They've been doing a better job of that. I thought that when they initially added more of these milestones that it would get more complex, get more harder, but I would say the difficulty has actually been scaled down while the milestones have increased. But overall, at the end of the day, all I care about is, if I can hit the milestones easily, then great. It's going to be a great experience for all players all around, especially if you're free to play and you're kind of taking a look at what to prepare for and how to anticipate some of these events, right? So I'll give you a great example here, guys. So Bucky Barnes event, Brother in Arms, that came out recently, and huge shout out to Daniel Mack, of course. He's officially marking the end of his Marvel Strike Force, changing his name here. So thank you for everything you've done, Tanato. We really do appreciate your progression and obviously your insights in the game. I wish you all the best. That's it, guys. With this milestone specifically for the Bucky Barnes now, the Brother in Arms milestone, you can see a lot of players probably would have unlocked Bucky Barnes if you were just doing a combination of going through the raids, using some of the fellow invader characters, or more powerfully, opening the training orbs. If you guys already had 40, 50 plus of these training orbs open, then you would have been easily able to hit this milestone. But I think I opened about 30, and then the rest I've just been doing non-stop raids, and it's I'm gonna be able to get to this last 20 shards here very, very easy, guys. So that's what I mean. A new character unlock, and this is definitely one of the better ways that I've seen them unlocked. Mind you, we don't get a high yellow stars on him, but the fact that it was such an easy event for us to go through, especially when we're raiding every day already, and if you have been building up the training orb fragments, that's a huge component, guys. And just a reminder as well, for those of you that are kind of partaking in some of these showcase events, so right now the guy from Brooklyn is live right now, and this one specifically does need Captain America, World War II, Union Jack, and Bucky Barnes to partake in the challenge. But even if you don't, if you're just involved and interacting in the story mode, this is a great area right now to be getting and accumulating these training orb fragments, guys. So it's one I'm doing every day right now because training orbs are very, very scarce in the game. It's actually, in my opinion, I think it's a much more valuable and more scarce resource than gold itself. So I think it's huge to keep farming that. The other thing we have to point out too, guys, they have made definitely an active effort in the last couple of months with adding more of these campaign chapters for both the Heroes Hard Mode and villains. So this was recently added within the last week, but I mean, just adding characters like Black Panther 1 million, we're getting more of these nodes where they actually allow us to farm training orb fragments. We see this with chapter 7, we see this here with chapter I believe 6 here, Nico Minoru shards, as well as the training orb fragments, and chapter 4 here, having dagger. Mind you, you might have some of these characters already maxed out, but that the fact is that there's an opportunity now for the first time in a very long time in this game to actually farm additional training materials. We have not seen this in any of the previous campaign chapters, guys. That's absolutely huge. And then I can also say the same about gold. We have seen this in recent weeks as well, and months, that chapters like the Morbius shard here giving gold. I believe is it chapter 5 here. Yeah, we have Echo here giving us more shards of gold, and then similar about Anti-Venom here. Mind you, they're not the best characters to put in those specific notes, but at the end of the day, guys, this is something we never had before, which is additional nodes to farm gold as well as training materials. And that's something we have to give them credit for. They've definitely heard our complaints and our frustrations, and just adding something to up that increase in our gameplay, especially when we're going through the day-to-day grind. Mind you, like, I wish there were some better characters being slotted in there so that way you can double dip, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, guys. We can't get everything we want, but at the end of the day, this is a huge benefit in the game. So, you know, those little improvements here and there, guys. I'm also proud to say here that in the first time in a long time, especially with my progression, and, you know, like I said, I typically don't spend anything beyond milestone 12 for the golden opportunity. It's very rare that I go over this limit, so typically I'm only spending at most not even $3 million of gold in a day. So that way I'm pacing myself, I'm maintaining a really good balance of gold. But having said that, background and context, guys, and I gotta say, like, for me to actually be up to date with characters and teams right now, it's never happened to me before, ever, in the last 3 years in this game. So what I mean by that is this, guys. So we recently just went through, you know, the painful year-long process of going through the Apocalypse Saga, going through Pestilence, Famine, War, Death, all the Scourges, and then as well, we actually got Apocalypse released last month with him, and I was still able to get all those characters and teams done, and then as well get through the hard and heroic difficulty for Apocalypse, unlocking him fully, 100% free to play again, guys. And at the same time, while all those have been done through the past year, I've still been able to have the gold and training materials to bring up the most recently added teams, in this case being the Invaders, right? So you can see here, Nick Fury, Bucky Barnes, Union Jack, Captain America World War II, all level 80, and I'm, you know, eagerly waiting now for the release here of Iron Fist World War II. So I've never had this opportunity where the newest team that's being needed for raids, I've actually built them up in a very patient and paced manner. And here, let me switch gears here too, guys. The other team that was newer a couple months back was Rebirth, right? I even had a chance to bring them up now, then they have been absolutely invaluable for me in the bio node. So it's just creating a very, very streamlined experience, guys. But at the end of the day, all the Horsemen are done, Apocalypse is good, and now I can finally just take my time with building these new characters that come out with the teams. I've never felt this before, guys, where I'm just pacing myself and I'm able to just take my time, slowly build it up with the gold balance I have. The training mats is coming as it goes too. And as well, what I really liked about this recent event they did, and sorry guys, some of you that may or may not have been able to partake in the guys in Brooklyn, what I really liked about this event was that initially when you were running through it for the first time rewards, they were actually giving us back the Kree fragments for the characters needed to unlock Nick Fury to boost him up to a higher level. They were actually handing out 100 shards of them. So you can see here, Kree Reaper, Kree Noble, I was not actually even close. You know, I was like over 100 shards away, as you guys can see there. And now, because of me completing that, I actually have the shards available. The last one that I need to farm is Kree Cyborg, which is absolutely huge, guys. So little things like that that they have been recognizing is actually really invaluable. So I do appreciate that aspect, especially if you're free to play and you're trying to maximize on what you can. But back to my point earlier, guys, it's the first time ever in my progression and my experience that I've been able to build up a team fully before it's even out. So I mean, by the time Iron Fist World War II comes out, most of my guys are going to be, you know, they're already level 80 and I'm using them in the Doom raid. So it's just nice that I'm actually able to have this chance to use them, even though they're the newest team that's been added to the game until, you know, the next patch, right? But yeah, it's a great time, guys. Honestly speaking, it's pretty chill right now. The maintenance and everything has been really good once you've unlocked everything. Mind you, if you guys haven't gotten through the Scourges and Apocalypse, there's tons to do, but I think I just need to echo that as an endgame player that I'm sure other folks have seen it as well, where they're actually feeling a sigh of relief that we get some time to, you know, once again, theory craft, work on some characters and teams that we've been wanting to, because for the last year plus, we've been having to build teams that we didn't really want to or that were needed to unlock fully Apocalypse, right? So just food for thought, guys. I've kind of taken a pause right now in terms of my Apocalypse progression. Do I really need an apocalyptic level Apocalypse? Not really. Like, I'll take my time with it, and when it comes, it comes. But Dark Dimension 6 is in the horizon, so we're slowly building that up. They've also announced that there's going to be additional rewards coming to War, but more specifically, we're finally going to get a Teal orb here that we can actually utilize all the credits that we built up. So I mean, so as long as you guys are aware of what events to prepare for, the training mats, the gold orbs to open, and so forth, I think we're in a really good place in the game. game right now, guys, in terms of the activity level, the milestones. We just have to understand how to partake in them. Even this most recent one here, Spoils of War, it hasn't started yet, but when you're doing the math, everyone just needs to hit at least 10 attacks per member, or some people might have to overperform to get there, but it's a very reasonable and fair milestone for an alliance, especially if you have at least 20 active members. I would say can probably get the job done. So and then it does actually reward the heavily coveted T2 level 4 ions. So I mean, I think this is just getting better. Vocalization and feedback is really good, guys, but like I said, I'm liking where it's at right now. We just have to continue giving them feedback, but it's very clear they're listening, and we just have to keep up what we're doing, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, if you agree or disagree. I'm curious to hear back, because that's how I personally feel right now, but obviously I understand there's definitely frustrations along the game, depending on the stage you're in, right? Whether you're in the early game, the mid game, transition, end game, I definitely understand that. So thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate you checking my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.